Welcome, PE class, to Sustainability and Healthy Lifestyles. This flipped classroom video lesson will be pertaining to sustainability and fitness, sustainability and diet, and how they're all interrelated into the other activities and the other lessons you are doing in your history, in your science class, in your math classes, and this will be just another area that you will look into in your overall learning on environmental issues. So for the first part of our flipped classroom, I would like you guys to answer 3 questions, and these questions will be pertaining to the Sustainable Development Goals, 17 goals set forth by the United Nations. You can answer these 3 questions. You're going to state which goal is the most important to you. You're going to write down one goal that relates to transportation, and then you're going to write down one goal that relates to diet, and you're going to write why. For our first area of sustainability, we're going to go over sustainable transportation. Now, this is an area that I feel is very closely related to physical education, because in making our transportation sustainable to work, to school, or to anywhere that we need to go, we can look at other alternative ways to get there. So there's 3 main ways that I want you guys to consider. And this topic is going to be very helpful because you're going to be picking of the 2 topics here, sustainable diet and sustainable transportation, you're going to be picking one of them to cover in your project. So let's look at the sustainable transportation one in more depth. What would you need to be able to decrease your dependency on cars for transportation? So would you guys need better running shoes? And if so, maybe your project might be to reach out to a running warehouse or a local running company to get a program going to get people better running shoes who commit to running a certain amount of days a week to get to school, to work, or to even just run more. And maybe in exchange with your business partners that you guys are planning with, maybe you guys promise social media exposure in exchange. Maybe you guys start a movement for a new product they have. So you guys get new running shoes. In exchange, this company they'll get some social media exposure, and they'll get some free marketing by you guys who are just maybe tagging them in your photo or whatever you guys create, okay? This is for you guys to get creative with, but sustainable transportation is a very important topic in sustainability. A real-world application might be the accessibility in your community. So you're going to assess pedestrian accessibility. So are there adequate sidewalks to get to where you need to go to get on your route to school, on your route to work? You're going to look at these issues that surround sustainable transportation, and maybe these are issues you choose to include in your project. Sustainable diet. Okay, this is another very important topic for sustainability, because what we choose to eat, what we choose to buy daily, weekly, is really having an impact ultimately on our community and on the world at large. So what I mean by affecting our community is, are you supporting the local farmers that use organic methods of farming? Organic methods of farming are going to be better for sustainability because over time we're not using harmful pesticides, which are killing insects and animals in the local habitat surrounding the fields or farms. And by buying from these farmers, you're putting money into your local community. You're putting money to keep these farmers in business. And so when we get to our projects, this might be the area that you stay focused on, because it's also closely related to what you will be doing in your other class through visiting a homeless shelter and finding out how we can assist with homelessness in the community. Because some of these local farmers may have food that they don't sell, and maybe your idea is to connect these farmers with the homeless shelters to get food at a discounted rate for people who need it. You know, this food may be going bad and the farmers aren't going to sell it anyway, so they may agree to sell this at a reduced price, or even donate it to a homeless shelter for people who really need it. Important vocabulary for active Scrabble activity are going to be sustainable transportation, diet, exercise, organic, farmers market, carpooling, and carbon footprint. Feel free to check out the Quizlet that I have provided on the Google Classroom for you guys as an additional resource. Our active Scrabble activity will be done on Monday when you guys come into class as our warm-up activity. Please submit your sustainability quiz answers via the Google Classroom. There are 6 questions that I want you guys to answer. And thank you guys for watching. I want to leave you guys with an inspirational quote for this week from Albert Einstein. And I want you guys to reflect what he means by his quote. If the bee disappears from the surface of the earth, man would have no more than 4 years to live. Thank you guys for watching, and check out the additional resources in the next slide.